Hey, lovers of life and dream believers. I'm Jamin, one of your uplines, if you don't know who I am already. I just wanted to do this little presentation just to get back to basics. Some of you have just joined the team and might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed about all the different links and all the info that's on there. I too was a bit like that when I first started and didn't know where to start or what to do, but Kate and Anthony Gollet, my upline, have certainly made that easier in the dream team in recent times. So there's an easy step-by-step to follow, and you can't go wrong if you do those steps. There's a step 1 to 10 in the starter page when you first go onto Dream Team. I'll share my screen in a minute so you can see exactly where I'm talking about. And so when you, I'll just see if I can share it now actually. There's a lot to learn, but there's little steps that can help you get the movement flowing easily. So hopefully you can see my screen here. Okay, if we go into Dream Team page, I'm hoping that this will work. Okay, we've got, everyone should be familiar with this page if you've been added into the Dream Team, or if you're starting a new team, it's always essential to add the member's name there, and it'll come up as pending and waiting for approval. Kate or Anthony or somebody that's in admin there will be able to approve it. And then you can still go ahead and write something here, welcome them into the team. Usually I put a photo of the person and maybe some inspirational quotes, anything that tickles your fancy that you'd love to say something nice about that person, welcoming them into the Dream Team, and that you'd love to work alongside of them. So when you do that, go to the pinned post if it's on your phone, or continue reading here if it's on your computer, and you will be able to scroll down at the bottom and write a message to also welcome them into there. And you'll see at the bottom there, if we scroll down, okay, yeah, down the bottom there, write a message, welcome them into, watch this video so they understand what it's about, and then tell them to start with step 1 to 10. So any new team you get there, welcome them into the Dream Team. And you'll see at the very start of that 1 to 10 steps, it's really easy. You do your product post, watch these videos, connect with your leader, watch these trainings, 1 to 10. If you're ever confused about any of them, just speak to myself or your upline and we can work through that with you. So there's all the videos there which you need to check out, and then there's also a files section here which you can click into, which some people might not know about. So if you go into the file section, if it's on your phone, it'll come up the same files and you might need to scroll through a different menu there, but you'll be able to find it. And there's loads and loads of different documents in here. Some I still am waiting to look through myself, but there's a lot there which you can definitely check out. So I would definitely do those first of all to get the ball rolling. And also, I'm just going to go into here. So once you've done your product post, the next thing is you'll probably get some people reaching out to you, whether it's a like or a comment or something like that. I don't ever say too much except, oh, thanks for connecting, I'll PM you, private message you. And that way you can have more conversation, because even if they've just liked something, you might not think, oh, no one's liking my stuff, but most people are scared to say something. So if they've obviously liked it, they're intrigued on what it is that you've posted about. Now, I don't say go doing hundreds of different product posts all the time. I do maybe 1 or 2 a week, but I rarely put anything to do with Juice Plus, maybe some healthy living tips. But if you're just getting started, yeah, probably want to plug a little bit of Juice Plus, but I certainly wouldn't go saying the name Juice Plus. You want to create curiosity. Otherwise, people build up preconceived ideas about what it is. And this way you can get a chance to actually speak to somebody what it's all about. And if you are more techo, you might want to consider another Facebook page entirely if you want. We can talk about that later down the track. This is just basic stuff, just to get your ball rolling so you understand how to go. Because we're already in the 8th of February here, and we want to get everybody up to speed this month. So if you're just brand new working towards DVF, or if you're sort of halfway along there, we want to get everybody to SDVF this month. That's everyone's goal. You're all at different stages, and some of you are just, you know, doing an amazing job. Some of you are probably just confused on what to do and where to go. So this is what this whole video is about, is helping you do that and reaching out. Okay. Also, you'll see in those 1 to 10 steps and in the file section is a business starter guide. In there, there's about 46 different pages that you can go through, and it has reaching out conversations, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. All kinds of things in there that are really essential on just basic principles on how to speak to somebody effectively instead of just sending them a heap of links and vomiting on them. Nobody likes to be vomited on. Nobody wants to know everything about it. Even though they are curious, want to get to really know the reasons why they would love a healthy upgrade in their life or what it is they're looking for. So the main thing is to do this post is initially just to get the ball started. And the other thing is you've become your own virtual franchise now. You're an independent business of your own, and you want to get the word out there and do a business launch. You know, basically, you know, I'm excited to get this new opportunity of business happening. I'd love you to check out what I'm up to, and there is business pages that you can go into in the Dream Team. I'll share my screen again so we can see where I'm talking about. Okay, back onto the Dream Team. If we go to photos and then into albums, there's a whole pile of albums, 19 different albums in there. All kinds of essential stuff that you want to go to. If you look in the social media posts, SDVF, Rocket Media, social posts, there's a pile of information and also posts in there that you can use and create. You can copy and paste any of these pictures, and you click on some of these pictures, such as this one. It's probably got a little, yeah, good for a product post. Some of them actually have some wording there that were a post of somebody's, and you can model that off there to suit your own words. I wouldn't go copying and pasting things, or I wouldn't even share other people's posts, because you want it to be authentic and make it coming from you. So basically, this is simple stuff, and there's hundreds of different posts in there, really easy. So there's really no excuses why you'd have to think about what to do for the day. You can just go cruise through here, find an awesome post and post away. Just all it is adding value to your page and people's lives. People will be starting to watch you and be curious of what you're up to. So with the business side of things, if we go back into the photos there, takes a while here. We can go into not sure, maybe it's on the next page. Product and launch posts. Okay, this is a little bit more of the same thing. Maybe it's back in the other side. Anyway, have a play around in there. Find the different photo albums that you want to connect with, and you'll get rocking along there. to see which ones you want to do. Sunday night event flyers. Here it is. This is what I've been looking for. So we have events throughout the week. Sunday night is our main event called Own Your Own Life. Within Team Love, I will be starting to get some of you that have been doing the business a bit longer trained up to learn different parts of the event, so that we can run our own team event. The one that's on Sunday night, Own Your Own Life, that Kate and Anthony run, is absolutely awesome. It's a perfect opportunity for you to say, hey, I'm open for business, basically. Come and check out what I've got. So reaching out and inviting people to take a closer look is what it's all about. So if you've got several people in mind that you'd love to share this opportunity with, you know, who knows whether it's for them or not. But one of the greatest questions and things to ask somebody is say exactly something along these lines of, I have no idea if this is for you, but it made a lot of sense to me. I'm really excited about something that I'm just learning about, and I'm really nervous, but it's really exciting as well. And I'm going to be speaking on this event, and I'd love you to have support from you, and just come along and watch. Like, I don't know if it'd be for you or not, but it'd mean the world to me if you just came and checked it out and see what you think about it. Would that be okay? And that's why you're not trying to push anything onto anybody. You're just asking a friend, can you just come and please check out what I'm up to? More than likely, 9 times out of 10, they'll check it out and be curious and go, wow, they either really want to join the business and come along with you, which is awesome, or they maybe just want to become a customer. They really like what it's about. Or maybe one reason or another, they don't want to know anything about it. But most people that watch an event are pretty curious to find out more. I mean, who wouldn't want a bit of extra goodness and health in their life? Okay, so you can use any of these, and just be curious, cautious about the time differences on some of these posts. It's always at 8 p.m. on New South Wales time, which is daylight saving, and then it's 7 p.m. Queensland time. And for anyone overseas or in WA, you just have to work out the time differences there. So if we go back into the main page, I will share this screen in a second. I just want to get through a couple of these points here. So if you come across a situation where you're a little bit unsure of what to say to people, if you're just starting out, or even if you have been doing it for a while, I still come along and think, this could be a tricky question, or I'm not sure. Either take a screenshot of where you're at with the conversation and send it through to me or your upline, and we can help you through that. Or just contact me and we'll figure out a way, or we can get on a 3-way call. And I say to some people, look, I'd love to tell you more about this, but some of the questions you have for me, I'm still learning, and I'd love to be able to connect with a friend of mine who's been doing this business a bit longer than me, and maybe they can help answer some of these questions, and we can work on that. And so that way, we can set up a 3-way call and either do it on Zoom or on the phone. On Zoom's ideal, because if they're curious, they want to learn more, they might end up becoming a team member. After they've watched an event, definitely follow up. There's ways to do that. And get inviting. You've bought a franchise for $165. Imagine if you'd paid $165,000, how excited and keen and eager you would get this business going. I mean, if you could imagine, you've just opened up a coffee shop and you want customers. You don't want to have the doors closed and expect people to turn up. You want to be out there selling out with flyers, so they're your posts. You want to be talking to people that you meet along the way if you're out traveling. This can become your life. So if I know all of us have got busy lives and we're all doing different businesses or working for somebody, you can incorporate this into every day-to-day life. And I don't mean go on and just blab and juice plus to everybody you see. Just get curious and find out what they're up to in their life and what they love more of. You know, if they're brand new, if you've met them in a coffee shop, 30 seconds of courage is all it takes to go and talk to somebody and say, you know, hey, you know, what do you do and what are you up to? What would you love to do more on in your life? Got them on Facebook. I've got something you might be interested in. Have you ever thought about an online business? Whatever the conversation leads to, you know, that way you can bring that into inviting them to an event. And the more invites you can do every day, the easier it'll get. You know, you're going to probably end up with 100 no's before you're going to get a yes. Or maybe you want to attract the right people. You're looking for the ultimate avatar. Now, one of the other main points is that to be on this and success leaves clues is being on the training nights on Mondays. When we all first started, we would have gone through a business starter guide and would have asked you a few questions on what this business means to you and what you could see it being. And one of the essential things was to make a commitment to is to be on the trainings on Monday nights. And they are really awesome to learn more about how to do the business and also a lot of personal development, which is really what a lot of this is all about, and growing and learning more about yourself and being able to help other people do that too. So as you get and adding value into people's lives, there's customer pages, which are also, we'll go back and share the screen again. This is one point I did want to make. If this goes into the dream team. Yes, here we go. Okay. In here, you will see, and I've only recently learned about this because this has all been changed around a little bit, is customer care and engagement. So as you're adding customers, you set out a date. I'd get a little diary and write down when you started that customer. It'll be in your virtual office anyhow, and we'll go into the virtual office in a minute and I'll explain a few points in there as well. You want to be adding value. So in this customer care and engagement page, in the files section, in the photo section and albums and Dream Team, there's quite a few posts that you can do throughout the month. So I'm pretty sure there is, I think, like about 25 different pictures in there. And so I would just choose one each day to add a bit of value. Have you tried the tribal wellness recipes? Because you've added them into tribal wellness also. If you go into there, it'll be similar. So you just want to check that they've looked at the tribal wellness support page and downloaded the starter guide for the yummy clean eating recipes. Let me know if you need any help. The more you can add value into your customers, you'll probably end up keeping them for life. If you don't connect with your customers and just have a chat with them, find out where they're at with their goals, it's likely that they might drop off. Who knows? Some people just love it. And I, in the beginning, forgot to talk to some of them for ages, and a lot of them did drop off, and the other ones that just loved it kept going. But now I make a conscious effort to make sure I'm connecting with them. Usually every probably week, I will send them something, or definitely give them a call once a month and just connect and say, hey, how you going? Because, you know, you've obviously built up a little bit of a relationship and a friendship with them. Who knows, some of them are your best friends. So you want to be talking to them anyway and just find out how they're going with things. This one here is awesome to write this down or save this photo in your phone somewhere or one of your files, so you know exactly everything that you're going to need to make the order for them. We'll go through that in a little bit when we do the virtual office. Now, I do want to go back into the tribal wellness page. If I can find it here. Yep. So I've just talked about adding team into Dream Team. Ideally, that's what the ultimate goal is to add as many team onto you and help you build your business, because the more value you add into them, they're going to help create their own teams and so forth. So some people are just happy to be a customer, and this is where we add our customers into tribal wellness. So every one of you should be in this already. If you're not, talk to your upline and get them to add you into here. And so the same thing, add the members there and it'll wait to be approved. But you want to write a little welcome message in here. If you're going to do that and add them in there, I would suggest also adding value into this page. Kate does some good ones in here with, this one's here all about doing some workouts, because everyone else's customers in there will see this stuff and then they're like, wow, this is a cool page. Look at this stuff here. Ice blocks you can make for kids, for anyone. They're absolutely tasty. I've just knocked some up myself. All different recipes in there, just really awesome stuff. So make sure if you're going to be a product of the product, it's not just about being a product of Juice Plus. You want to be a product of what's involved in the tribal wellness. So when you do add somebody in here, this is where you'll comment in here and get them to watch this video and say, watch this video first. Hey, Steve, welcome to Tribal Wellness. Watch this video here first, and then make sure you go to the files section in here. And again, there's a starter guide in here, which I would suggest every one of you print out if you can either copy and paste it into a USB or something, take it somewhere where you can print it, or if you've got a printer at home, print it out. Might use a bit of ink if you can get to somewhere that can print them out. There's about 40 pages on there, and this is what it'll look like if you haven't already seen it. And it's a booklet of all sorts of goodness in here, just helping people avoid certain foods, think goals that you want to create, things that you want to focus on. Sometimes, helping people with different cleanses and things like that. You get a lot of people asking me, is Juice Plus going to help me with this or that? I have no idea. What I do know is it's helps people on a cellular level, and it's just fruit, veggies and berries. None of us eat nearly enough, and this helps bridge the gap between what we are eating, what we should be eating. It's not a meal replacement, but we've got this awesome program, Tribal Wellness, and you'll see in the starter guide there just some great stuff to add some more value to your life. And so get people involved in that. So more value you can add to your customers and yourself. We're all here to become healthier versions and better versions of ourselves. So get amongst it. Start learning what it's all about. Okay. So in there is pretty much basically a 1 to 10 guide in the 1 to 10 guide itself. Hopefully I'm not confusing you too much. I think it's pretty simple. You would have got your email on how to use your virtual office. So that would come and that'd have your username and password when you first sign into there. I need to share my screen again. I've lost you. Okay. A bit ahead of myself there. Where are we? Go to. Here we go. So we go back to the main page. I'll start from the log out there. Okay, this is where you put your username and your password, which you would have got in your email. Sign in there. I apologise for anybody who might find this a little bit slow, but it's still good learning because I'm still learning about the virtual office as well. There's lots of things in here. And really, if you're just getting started or you're up to about SC level, basically all you need to know is how to add a customer and also a team member. So you'll see on here different icons for different things. You've got the order forms here. We can do it from the My Customers here. Either one of these buttons is the same as what's in My Customers down here. So as you become a customer, and also if there's a child's health study, which you should all be aware of, between the ages of 4 and 18, if an adult is on Juice Plus, the child gets the product for free in the form of a soft chewable version, and the chewies, and kids love them. So we want to add value into people's lives and let them know about that, even if they don't have kids. I always mention, hey, if you've got a nephew or a niece or someone's kid you'd love to sponsor. So as long as an adult is on the product for up to 4 years, the child will continue to getting the chewies for free. So we'll just give you a little example in here. You probably see in here too, it's asking about a contribution here. This only applies to once you've become a business, qualified business, and throughout the year, it's only once a year that you'll get this taken out of the commission, and it's half of your commission and half of your uplines. So that's just out of your qualified business bonus. Nothing to do with your commission that you're getting on the products or your retail value or your bonuses. I'll explain to you a little bit more down the track what that is. So you don't need to worry about that. So if we can put in a kid's name and then say date of birth, we'll just choose anything here. Okay. Okay, people have got the option of using a installment plan or pay in full. The installment plans will be the best option for you and more than likely the customer, as it's working out cheaper each month for them. Or the pay in full, which actually is cheaper, but it's more expensive straight up front. Some people might find that a bit too much. So I prefer myself the installment plan. So ideally you want to be telling them about the trio package, which works the best in Synergy, the fruit, berries and vegetable premium pack. Okay, and it gives you here how much it is to pay in full or in installments, $122 per month, which is around $4 a day. People can also opt if they want the chewables themselves as an adult, they'll get an 8-pack in there, and if you're going to click on, so you make sure you choose the ones you want on these little icons on the side, and the free berries, click next, the child's choose, it'll bring up the next page, and you just put in the particulars there and just go through it. It's a pretty substandard form. If they are ringing you and saying, oh, look, I don't get paid till, Friday, but I'd like to be able to get it. So, right, that's great. We can do your order today and we can put the payment ahead for, say, Friday and click on a date forward in advance or even next week. And it'll get shipped out on that day once it's processed. Both of you might be busy next week on that day. So it's just easier. You're already connecting with them, get their order ready to go. And then that'll click you through to the next page and it'll say add customer to address book. Yes, and off you go. Now, that is just for the premium. To get the complete shakes, which I also highly recommend you tell people about as well, you'll have to go into the other side here into submit order in this section. It is a little bit of a pain in the ass to have to do it twice, but you can get the complete powders in 60 shakes or 120. 120 is the best value because they're going to get it over a 4-month period, having a shake every day. 138 a month. Okay. There is a pay in full option. If they just want 30 shakes, they have to pay in full, and they can go for the 30 shakes, which is right down the bottom, and that isn't a variety pack. It's either chocolate or vanilla for 30, but with the other 60 and 120, they do come in a variety. Okay, so that'll cost them $136 plus $11 shipping and GST. So I think it works out about $142 for 30 shakes. Okay, so that's pretty standard as well. You'll have the same form. As you click there, click on each one. We'll just go through it quickly. This is really important here because I actually made this mistake once before, and I didn't realize about adding to the cart here, and then I didn't notice about the quality, and I thought, oh, I didn't add that, and then I went and pressed it again and added to the cart, and if I looked over here in my shopping cart, I saw that the quality, I'd actually ordered it twice. So you might get a nasty message from somebody if you accidentally make a mistake. You can just apologize and say, I'm really sorry, and ring up the office and get that cancelled. So just be aware when you are ordering that you're clicking on the right buttons, adding to the cart, going to the checkout there, and just having a look here exactly what it is they've ordered. And then you go to checkout page, and that will bring you to the next section, which is exactly the same. Fill all the particulars out. So I think that's pretty easy to understand. It's not rocket science. There is actually a video here in the 1 to 10 steps that'll explain all this. So I'm just rehashing it all for you. And then my team data is the page you want to go and add a new franchisee. So the main things you want to ask them is their name, address, business information I leave out until they got an AVN, or they might have one. You can put that in straight away until you're earning over $500 a month. You don't need to know about that. The office will ask you for that information anyway. So these things, you probably want to go in here and write all this down on a bit of paper in front of your computer. So when you are ready to put somebody in as a team, you have all this information and ask these questions before you even turn this on, so you know you've got all that information ready to go for them. Driver's license, date of birth, their bank details, so that they can start earning money where you want to put the money into. Also, make sure that you put in their email address and their phone number and contact, not yours, because otherwise the office will have to contact you if there's ever an issue, and it just can be a real pain in the ass. So make sure it's just, you get all the right information, and click accept on these buttons so that they will send them a little virtual office pack and the information pack, so they know that where they're going with all of that. And so that's just a really easy form. There's not much more you really need to know in there. I will keep a track on all the reports and that kind of thing, and then as you start to learn these when you become SC and above, we'll go through and start teaching you about how to use these reports. So I wouldn't confuse yourself too much with all of that. You can by all means check it out. Now, if they've ordered through your website, there is a thing in here when you first start up, you want to go in and get your own website happening. So in my personal profile, click on my website, and you can have your own website to send to people, and it'll come up here and you can copy and paste that there. Choose the banners that you want in there and the videos that you want to portray, and you'll have your own website there, because sometimes people say, can you send a link? I don't generally send my website. Some people I do, but I sort of want to be able to explain it myself to them and ask them about it. Otherwise, they usually have a quick look and don't buy anything from it. They can purchase from there, and I think they are actually adding into there the child health study, so they can order that through there. But at the moment, I'm not sure if that's been upgraded. If you need a form, you'll need a separate form in there to place a child's health study, a CHS form. And then you need to put in their name, their details here, and that'll be a form that you can print out, and then you'll have to email it and send it through to the office and say, hey, can you put this through? This is my customer's name. I'll give you all the email addresses and contacts in the Team Love message page. Yeah, I put it in there before, so I'll put it through again. That's about it for the virtual office for now. If you've got any questions, ask me or your upline. So what I really wanted to concentrate on was a few of your beliefs and who it is that you want to attract into the business. Who is your ideal teamie? What do they look like? What is their gender? How old they are? I talk to everybody, and everybody's welcome to join the team. I'm not going to discreet, but I obviously want to work with people that I can relate to and ultimately be able to help along the way. You know, some of you are mums in there. I'm not a mum, but I've been able to connect with you, and maybe some of you can connect with other mums better than I can, that kind of thing. So I think the whole team, love is definitely about that. I say that for a reason. For love, you've got to have love in your heart to be able to share this to anybody. O for opportunity, because it's absolutely incredible opportunity. Where this can take you and where it can lead, if you think outside the square, it can be bigger and brighter than you'd ever imagine. V for vision, you know, we've all got dreams and aspirations where we want to be, but if you think about the vision, sometimes you've got to be a little bit vulnerable and share some of your life to people as well. So V can mean both vision and vulnerability. And E for excitement. You've got to get excited about this. I mean, it's such an awesome, amazing product and opportunity for people who wouldn't want to take a closer look. You know, if not this, then what? You know, what are you saying no to in life, and what would you love to say yes to more? And that's what it's really all about. Okay. So, you know, if you think about your ultimate teamie, what do they do to spend their time? What about, you know, is it surfing or spiritual stuff, or, you know, maybe some yoga? I don't know. Whatever it is rings true for you. Where do they spend their money? You know, what do they do? And what would they love to do more? Where would they, with that kind of money? What are their hobbies? What are their desires in life, to help more people, is it? Or, you know, what are the kind of challenges that are in their life? So these are the kind of things you want to write down so that you've got little points there to talk about. Usually there's a few things that I keep in back of my mind that I want to go through when I'm asking certain questions to people. So I'm finding out what little bits of information there is, that kind of thing, and any challenges you might come along with. So I think to myself, what is my belief when I wake up in the morning? I think, who can I help today? How can I add more value into other people's lives? If you wake up in the morning with that intention and go out and set your day forth with that, you'll have a lot better time doing that than just waking up and going along your day-to-day stuff and being caught in a whole different mindset. If you expand your horizon and think, who can I help? And what would I like to achieve today? What am I grateful for? Your whole world can turn around, and it's all about that vibration. You know, what do you do during the day? How you do anything is how you do everything. So I'd write that down. It's about your choice of language and how you perceive the world around you. You know, it can make a huge difference. And if you think to yourself at the night time, how did I show up today and what could I have done better? So just kind of analysing your life a little bit, I suppose, without getting too nitty gritty, just taking notice of certain things in your life and where you can help out more in doing things for yourself. And we've all say, oh, I couldn't do this, I didn't have time for this. We've all got the same amount of hours in a day. So the rest of it is just excuses. I've worked 12, 14 hours a day and still have time for this. Even in the morning, I'll get up a little bit earlier and maybe send a post, or at lunchtime, send a quick follow-up message. And then at night, then I'll spend, after I've done all my nightly stuff, get on the computer after 8, even after training, and spend an hour or so. If I've only got 45 minutes, that's all I do, and just send a few messages. Sending out messages, the biggest thing that you want to do and keep track of to talk to people is to get yourself the 30-day grid. You'll find that in the file section in your Dream Team there. Such an important thing to start doing. If you haven't got it, print it out and make sure you get onto it today. It will keep a track. Like in our minds, we think, oh yeah, I've talked to lots of people. How many did you actually follow up, and how many did you send a link to? If you're not sending 5 to 10 links every week, like if you think to yourself, how could I send out 30 messages every week to somebody? That's only a couple of days. Pretty easy to do. And as time gets better, maybe you want to increase that to 5 a day or 10 a day. I'm doing about 10 a day. sometimes I've gone back and looked back and I've like, oh my God, I only reached out to 2 people today. So I'll make that up the next day and go back and reach out to another 12 to make up for the 5 and 5 or whatever I'd set my goal for. And so then I also highlight different colors. So I'll put down, you know, if I need to follow them up, have I sent them a link? And if they weren't interested, well, that's fine. You know, I don't try to convince people or that kind of thing. If they're not interested, you have no permission to keep sending them more information. I've made that mistake a few times and it doesn't work, and you spend way too much time trying to tell somebody about something they don't want to know about. So move on, there's a million other people that are keen. And then that way you can keep a good idea on your grid and follow up and go back to where you think, okay, yeah, 3 days ago, that's right, I talked to this person here. All I did was send them a little bit of information and they had to go. And so I just need to follow up with them and say, hey, you know, we were chatting the other day, Kelly, about, you know, you wanted to reach these health goals. Sounds like you might be interested in what I do. I've got this amazing online program that helps people with their health and wellness. It might be something for you. I've no idea. Would you like me to send you a link? I can send you a link if you'd like. Whatever, your choice of words, just to get them. I wouldn't ever say you need to watch this or anything like that. Then, you know, follow them up, and then I'll go back and I'll follow up with a different colored pen if they're become a customer, or, you know, want to re-invite them to something. Maybe you'd already touched base with them once before and you're rehashing back to them and saying, hey, did you get a chance to watch the link? When I do send a link, the most important thing to do is say, if I sent you a link, would you watch it? If I sent you a link, would you watch it? Yes. Okay, great. So it's Tuesday today. So do you think by Friday you would have watched it? Oh, yeah, more than likely. Oh, maybe Saturday. Okay, awesome. So if we talk back at 2 o'clock on Saturday, do you think you will have watched it by then? Yes. Awesome. I'll lock it in because I'd love to connect with you and see what you like best about it. So when you talk to them again, say, hey, Jenny, how are you? Get the ball rolling. Just wondered what you liked best about the video I sent you. So this is a recorded business event. So on Own Your Own Life on Sunday nights, we have our event, our weekly event. We also have got them on Wednesday night at Kate and Anthony's. Sometimes that is on a Zoom link. Thursday night is at Linda's place, at the CBD Hotel, sorry, which is in Varsity Lakes in the Gold Coast. That's also Zoomed, and I'll always send you the link for that, and you'll find it also in Dream Team. On the right-hand side, you'll see events, and you'll always see what's coming up through the week, and it'll have the Zoom links. Some of them are different links, so be aware of that and what links to send. I wouldn't ever post a link on your page. Just send it by a message, private message, because you don't want every man and his dog jumping on unless they've personally been invited. Yes, so basically following up, I try to get people to watch a live event rather than a recorded event. So when I have sent them a recorded event, after I've asked them that first magic question, what did you like best about it? They'll tell you everything. You know, be a listener. And then we'll go through this in a second on the different questions that you want to ask. Be a good investigator. Play the detective. Find out how you can help them, what makes them tick, what lights them up. Ask better questions. Become the master asker. Really, that's what this is about. You getting them to do the talking rather than you. So some of the quality questions you might want to ask them is, what could you see this being for you if you were to give it a go? And then wait. Wait stands for, why am I talking? Just zip it. Don't say any more. Let them start doing the talking. The more you can get them to do the talking, the better. I run into that problem way too much. I raved on, as you probably guessed. I keep talking about different things, but this is so important to be able to nail these questions and get people asked, you know, getting to say what it is they're looking for. Get your pen out if you're just on a chat talk. Scribe these bits and pieces of information down. If you're talking to them in person, take mental notes, put them down later. Once you've built up a bit of authenticity and you're just being yourself, authentic, coming from the heart and not a headspace, and giving clues, then you've got a bit more permission to dig further into what they're in. So the number one thing is finding out their identity, what they do in life. You know, are they happy with what they do? What got you into that? And does it light you up? Is it your dream job? Tell me more about that. How did you get into that? You know, if they've commented or liked on a post, sometimes they just like a post. Doesn't mean that they necessarily like it, but you still reach out and say, hey, Jane, I saw you liked my post the other day. Just wondering what sparked your interest? What attracted you to take a closer look at this? I'm assuming that's why we're chatting, if we're on the phone or if it's just messaging, you know. I'm curious about what you liked about my post. And then, you know, once you've got on and started chatting to them, so I usually say, well, maybe the best way to connect is get on the phone and talk to somebody. And that way you can explain a hell of a lot better than writing a million messages to them. And you can really come from the heart then and talk about what it is. You know, if you don't have time to talk on the phone, you can set aside that time later down the track. Some people just want to know exactly how much it is straight up front. And I'll send a little thing in the messages there on what I say to them and how much it is. I don't confuse them too much, but just give them a good idea. And I always let them know about the Tribal Wellness Program, what they're going to get value out of. They're not just buying a product, they're getting this whole amazing program as well. And ask them these kind of questions like, what are the top 2 things you'd love to track and measure about becoming more healthy? You know, if you're talking about the business side, if we could create a certain amount of money that they're looking for, we could show you a way to do that. Would it be of interest? So you listen, build, and inspire. You know, maybe tell them a bit about your stories. Stories are the greatest things. What got you excited and why you're doing it? You know, that's basically about it in a nutshell. Who it is that you're looking for that wants a plan B and why, you know, why they would like to do this in their life. So yeah, pretty much I think that would be about it for me for today. I will put some more information in the team messages, team love messages. And I usually just convey any messages in there, usually just coming straight from Dream Team, in case you missed that. Sometimes the Monday night training isn't always recorded, so it's important to watch and get on that. And I know I've missed a couple that weren't recorded, and I was pissed off myself because I'd missed out on something important to learn. And I always keep my notebook in front of me whenever I'm learning about something in chat. In the beginning, I was writing on lots of different bits of paper and it was everywhere, and I was trying to remember stuff and really get focused. Laser focus is what it's about. Keeping consistent every single day, and you cannot go wrong. Doing your daily method of operation with your 30-day grid in there. There was a printout the other day in the Dream Team, and I'll send it through again on your daily method of operations, getting clear on what it is that's driving you in this business. Keep that so important. If you haven't done a dream board, that's a whole nother kettle of fish, and I'll tell you all about later. I would highly suggest you get yourself a dream board and a vision and stick your goals and aspirations in there, what it is that you want to achieve for the year or your long-term, your short-term goals, and you know, work towards that. Keep that clear vision. Visualization in life is truly the essence to everything. Dream, believe, and achieve. You've all got amazing abilities and you've done this for a reason. Think about why you started. You know, never give up on a bad day. Just take that 30 seconds of courage. If you're having a bad day, we've all got them. You know, just reach out and think to yourself, well, what have I got to lose? I'll just send a message and go for it and follow them up. You know, We also have massive freaking action. They're 15 minutes a day, and I will send some more of that through, and we'll start doing some. And you can really make a huge difference, adding different people into different groups, connecting with more people. People always say to me, I don't know enough people or money in this area or that area. We've got an international business worldwide at the fingertips. You can have anyone from any country. It's in 27 different countries around the world. So, that's pretty much it. We'll go through a lot more of this in depth. I just wanted to touch on a few things here just to get you mind ticking over in case you lost or weren't sure of any of this information. Okay, so I will stop there. Thanks for listening.